The dog. Where's the dog? Where's the dog, loser? Where's the dog? Ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, I've just got back from seeing Superman. You know what? I can't be bad. It was fine, okay? You know how this works. We do our non-spoiler review and then spoiler review. I don't know where to start. I knew it was going to be a kind of a flop for me. I can't even say flop. I just knew it wasn't going to hit as it was going to, sort of thing, if that makes sense. I was watching the trailers, obviously, through the last couple of months since of release of the trailer. And I've been kind of mix and match about this film. I've been like, okay, these shots look good. And then, this kind of don't look right. Non-spoiler review for the film. It was a fine film. Could have been better. I've got to be straight to the point, you know what I mean? I can't be, like, giving it its credit. You know, I can give a pros and cons just to make it easier. So the pros... it's fine. That's all I can really give it, really. Superman is fine. You know, I don't know the guy who acts Superman, but that character, fine. Lois Lane, she's alright, that's fine. Superman's parents, like the foster ones and the real ones, they're portrayed nicely. Krypto's okay. It's just the cons. There's a lot of Krypto and a lot of him centered. It's like Grogu with Mando and well, anything else you can possibly think of a character where it's like you must love it. It's in your face. You gotta love it. So you know it'll be the new Grogu. That Krypto plush toy or animatronic toy or figurines and stuff, it'll be everywhere and people will want it, okay? Cute fluffy animal, cute little alien thing, everyone's gonna want it. So if you're a DC fan, you're probably gonna have a Krypto in your house somewhere. I thought Krypto was okay, but it got very annoying how it was just you know, look at my dog, the dog, where's the dog, loser, the dog, must know about the dog. It was a bit silly. It was just a bit like, this film's about Superman, not about Krypto. If you want to make a Krypto film, do a Krypto film. I mean, I thought we had that with Super Dogs, right? The DC animated film. We've already kind of had that. I didn't really feel like this film was all Superman. You know what I mean? It was more of a Krypto Lex Luthor film, really, and kind of the Justice Gang, I think they were called. That's another thing. That Justice Gang was a bit stupid. That, I can't remember his name. I'm literally on Fortnite now. Let me just give myself a moment, because he is in the item shop and I can back myself up here for the names. It's kind of actually good, actually. Let me try and find the skin. Mr. Terrific, that's the guy. Thought he was okay, but that was like the only character in the Justice Gang that I felt was okay. The Green Lantern dude, what was it? Guy Green, something like that. Guy Gardner, something like that. Get a haircut, mate. I know it's comic accurate, but as they said in the film, if you see it, I think it was Lois, she said, get a haircut, it looks stupid or something. And I totally agree. It looks stupid, but I know it's comic accurate, so we gotta let that slide. But his character, the Guy Gardner Green Lantern thing, didn't really like it. Hawk Girl, or She-Hawk, or whatever her name is, fine. I liked it how it's played by the girl who plays Dina in Last of Us Part 2. Fine, cool, like that. Who else was in the gang? Yeah, and then Mr. Terrific. And then that, like, there's a character you meet in there where you can, like, shapeshift into things. I can't remember his name. Mr. Shapeshift. I don't know. To take a gamble. This is what I'm saying, that the film wasn't that much of a story of here's Superman's past. We already know it, but we need that context, you know what I mean? It was quite simply, hello, I'm Superman. Let me crash land, go to my home, what's it called? Krypton, or the castle thing. Can't remember what it's called. I'm going to call it Krypton because that's all I can think about. Unless that's his home planet, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not much of a DC fan. So watching it, it was quite slow. I felt like it was a long film. It was too long of a film. And none of the story went anywhere. It was just a bunch of stuff kind of slapped together. It was like, it was very much James Gunn trying to do a Guardians film in DC form, and it just didn't work. I didn't like it. I respect it as its standalone Superman film. It was fine. If you're watching it for Superman, for DC property, besides all the James Gunn stuff, because he's an amazing director. His stuff is fantastic. We can't push aside his stuff. He's brilliant, and he's amazing at what he does. But it was just the whole... DC's meant to be dark and story-driven. You know, when I watch a DC film like The Batman or The Joker or Dark Knight or something, it's always story-driven. There's got to be that motive. There's got to be... This film was just a bunch of just slapstick comedy and chuck this in there. And the dog, you gotta love the dog. Yeah. That's my non-spoiler review. If you can take it, out of 5, because I think I do it out of 5 for the spoilers. It's been so long since I've done a movie review. But out of 5, 3, just in the middle. In fact, like a 2.55 out of 5. Yeah. It was better than Captain America Brave New World, okay? I thought that was boring, didn't have much of a story to it, CGI was crap. Yeah, only thing I will give this film, CGI was okay, except from the flight scenes, because it was just, for context, right? It was like this. Flying through the air, you know what I mean? It's just like, the fish lens thing on his face, it just didn't work. Why didn't we have a third angle where it's like his back shot or something? We know he's flying when he's doing that, you know what I mean? Like, we can see that. We don't need a face-on shot. But it was fine. The first fight scene was okay with that weird little gremlin thing that turns huge and kind of like your Godzilla of the city. Fine, it was okay. And then that whole Lex Luthor thing. I didn't really like Lex as a character. I thought he was quite dumb, humid, and stupid. Okay, that's what I thought of Lex. He's not really a great villain, but the face, the look, style, Lex Luthor. The voice, the acting, the whole premise of him was done badly. Lex is like a billionaire who's smart, and he's kind of like, you know, your CEO, you're kind of smart, suave guy. This dude was kind of like, press the buttons, do it now, do it, you gotta do it now, come on, do it. And it was pretty stupid, okay? I didn't really like it. You know, if you play like the Lego Batman games, that Lex Luthor is I know, stupid, a Lego game, stupid. But my definitive Lex Luthor is suave, you know, like quite a, you know, I'm a businessman, let's talk business, you know, like that guy, you know what I mean? Sort of your salesman in a way, you know, like a nice, suave human being, not kind of a stuck-up brat. Didn't really like that. his girlfriend thing, that really ticked me off with all that TikTok, all sexy selfies and all that. Was it needed? No. But we gotta get that new age, TikTok shit. You gotta love it. Same thing with that Lilo and Stitch. It was perfectly fine until then. It was like, if it is, it's in your face again. That's just Hollywood nowadays, unfortunately. But, okay. That will do it for the non-spoiler review. So we shall go into the spoiler review. My genuine thoughts. Yeah, just, it could have been better. The whole opening was kind of like a Star Wars crawl, where it was kind of like, in the beginning, Superman was this, and now it's this day, and he's been defeated by something, and he needs help, and that whole monologue thing at the start, it could have been shown. There was, I suppose, like an hour and a half to 2 hour film, something like that. It felt like 3 hours, but in that time, we could have cut some shit out and actually had that fight, and had a backstory to why he's here. That could have been something they could have done, and I probably would have liked that, a little context for us, instead of imagining it and going, okay, this doesn't really make sense. If we had the context, it would have made sense. But hey, that's where they went. Maybe we could have a prequel film or something, like Clark Kent or something like that, or like a series, like Peacemaker. Which he does make a cameo. This is the non-spoiler review, obviously, now, so I can talk about that. He makes a little cameo. Kurt told me he went to go see this well before I did, and he sort of gave me the lowdown. It's DC, I'm not really going to give a shit. And from what he described, I was quite hyped. I was like, okay, this sounds good. And yeah, I've generally walked away a bit disappointed. It was a bit meh. It was, as I said to him, if you're watching this, as I said to you, it was a big load of meh. And it was a fine film. Could have been better, but fine. Yeah, the whole box room thing where Lex is like, oh, let me open up a portal with the president. That looks like Einstein and speaks Russian or something, or German. Okay. That whole portal room thing, dimension thing. Lex goes on about like this multiverse or something, from what I can remember. He said something like, this dude, he can shapeshift through multiverses or something like that. I was like, oh, here we go again. Here's the multiverse stuff. DC's going to do it now. Fair enough. You do you. You're going to copy Marvel because that's DC for you. Yeah, the whole box room thing was a bit meh. I did like the crypt... what's it called? The green stone, out my memory. It was kind of cool how he like decrepits in the face, if that makes sense. Like he, I don't know, the makeup was alright. I didn't mind that. The whole football stadium smackdown, if you will, terrible. I thought, why here? Why couldn't it have been, somewhere in Krypton or somewhere, like an actual DC event? Why couldn't it have been in the Daily Planet? You know what I mean? It could have been somewhere centered that has meaning. No, let's just do a football field because we're probably sponsored by the Mets or something like that. You know what I mean? It's a bit stupid. But hey, they did it. Another thing that really kind of annoyed me was there was a huge load of Superman not using his powers. Superman is known for being bulletproof, blowing cold air and whatever, using his laser eyes, flying away, going up into the atmosphere, and freezing time. That's one thing they just didn't do in this film. The rest of what I've just mentioned was in the film, but once. Like, Superman is getting sucked into a black hole, and to get out of the black hole, he used his freeze breath to blow himself back. Okay. And then the laser eyes was literally what you see in the trailer, where he's hitting those goons and spills. I said to Ty when I was watching that trailer, I said, I bet you that's the only time he's ever going to use that. And so he did. The clone used it more than him. And as I said down there, I feel like Krypto had more power than Superman did. Like, he had more to do than Superman. Superman was just kind of like, hello, I'm Superman. Here's the cute fluffy dog. Let him fly about and you're going to love him. That was that. Yeah, I thought Superman was kind of lazy and a bit of a stupid Superman. I did say that. Like, portrayed, the actor and the look and the suit, I haven't got a problem with. I thought, perfect, you know, the hair, the makeup, the design, the costume, the acting was fine. But the whole, like, direction of him, you know what I mean? Like, the director's going, you need to do this, you need to do that. You know, there must have been a mention, like, should we use ice breath here? Should we do that? Nah, let's just make him kind of a boring Superman, like a dull, boring Superman. And I didn't really like that. I thought Superman is all-powerful, he's bulletproof, he's, you know, this big thing. Why can't he? Because it's his first film, we've got to make him look really dumb, and a bit like Iron Man, you know what I mean? The first Iron Man film, he was badass, he used all of his stuff, but he was still just getting to the nick of things. So I can kind of understand. It's his first standalone film. Superman has just kind of become Superman. Let's ease him into the DCU, okay? I could understand it. But it's just a bit, you know, Superman's almighty. He's a, you know, like the original Superman film. What's his name? Henry Cavill's Superman was alright as well. It's just, I didn't really vibe with the story. I like the family, where he's going there to speak with his family, and I thought they were alright, fine. That whole Clark Kent younger family, and sorry, the adopted family and all that was alright, it was fine. That whole ending scene with the Justice Gang, and then it was the Guy Gardner Green Lantern thing doing the flipping all that. I thought that was really dumb, really stupid, very James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy. It wasn't needed, but it made me chuckle. But I was like, it's just trying to do Guardians all over again. It's just not good, man. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, for my actual spoiler review, what overall did I think about this film? Just a whole load of meh. It's a whole load of meh. Would I go see this again? No. Would I watch it again? Maybe, if it's on at Christmas. Would I pay for a DVD for this film if it's on clearance? You can see by my face, it was, yeah? You can get where I'm coming from. It was a whole load of meh, but fine. I can understand that it's the first DCU. It's never, the first is never the best, unless it's like Despicable Me or something like that, you know what I mean? Or Cars. But that's because it's his own thing. We've never seen that before, but because we've seen Superman before, we know what he does, we know what he's like. We want that expectation, and we didn't get it. Or I felt like I didn't get it. But I suppose, like Kurt, he really enjoyed this film. He's a DC fan. He's gonna love it. My whole DC persona, it's like, you know, trying to eat sprouts, you know? I like them, but they don't like me. I'll fart it out. You know, that's the best way. I try and like DC. I love the games. I like the comics. But the films, unless it is story driven, an origin story, a really good film, I'm gonna collide with it. Best DC films I've ever seen is the first Joker. Second one can go, you know, jog on. The Batman, the newest one, like the 2022 Batman, that was fine. The Lego Batman movie. Both Suicide Squads, like, that's another James Gunn DC thing that was really good. I didn't mind that. Shazam was a bit alright. Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, they were like the fine ones, the ones that I really enjoyed. And then obviously like the Dark Knight and all them, the trilogy. Perfect. But if we're talking DC comic universe stuff, all that nonsense with Justice League and Aquaman and The Flash, and yeah, I don't muck around with it. Like Zack Snyder's Justice League all that stuff with Ben Affleck and all that, nah, I've got no part of. I don't really get it. I tried multiple times to try and get into it. I just don't like it. So the spoiler review, a 5.5 out of 10. Right in the middle. It's fine. Could have been better, but I'm glad it wasn't worse. You know what I mean? It's fine. There's that humor. It beats the Captain America, because Captain America was just really boring and CGI was crap, and it's on Disney Plus, and I just can't be bothered watching it because I don't like it. This, if it comes to like Paramount Plus or whatever it would be, probably Prime or something, I don't know, I would watch it again for context and to try and jog my memory, but I wouldn't go and pay money to see it again. So there you go. Let me know how you thought about Superman. Let me know if you have seen Superman. If you have, yeah, just let me know if you agree with what I'm saying or not. You're your own person. You can have your own entitlement to this film. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. We'll see you for Fantastic Four now, probably. The dog! You must have the dog! See you around, guys.